Hello, seventh graders. the, those of you that are still tuning in, we got 2 more days, so we're going for it right here. So let's get to it. So I wanted to talk today. Like I said, a cool relationships in ecology, but we're going to discuss the predator and prey relationship a little bit here. There's a relationship between these predators and prey. So, we all know a predator is something that eats something else, and that is the prey. So in this case, we have our hawks, they're our predators, and the rabbits are the prey. And there's a relationship between them. Let's say in a certain area there were 15 hawks, which is a lot. It's a pretty big area, and there's 15 hawks. And at the start of the year, there were 250 rabbits. Well, that seems to be, I don't know, I'm not really sure how many hawks, how many rabbits a hawk would eat, but that seems to be a decent number, And so the relationship would be if this was enough, if all these hawks got enough food from these 250 rabbits, all of these hawks would survive. And they would have young, and most of them would survive. So next year, there's a likelihood that the number of hawks in that area would go up. Maybe next year there was 25 hawks that survived a whole generation. Now this year, those 15 hawks were eating quite a bit of rabbits. Well, that means those rabbits weren't around to find mates and have young. So the next year, maybe there's only 200 rabbits around. Well, now we have 25 hawks trying to survive on 200 rabbits. Well, now you notice there's a difference here. We have more predator than we have more predators, but we have less prey than we had before. So these 25 hawks will wipe out maybe most of those rabbits. Okay, but they all survive. All these have enough to eat. So the next year we end up with maybe, 40 hawks. Big jump. Right? But very few of these survived. Most of them got eaten. So the next year, maybe there's only 90 hawks, 90 rabbits. Well, now we have 40 hawks trying to survive on a population of only 90 rabbits. Well, then not all these hawks may survive. Maybe they don't all have young or have enough to feed their young. So most of these guys get wiped out, okay? But these numbers start to go back down. Maybe around 30 next year. And over here, because of those 40, we wiped out most of them, maybe we only have 60 rabbits left. Okay, so we have these 30 hawks trying to survive on 60. Not going to happen because we have so many hawks here trying to survive on this many rabbits. So the number here goes down again. Maybe we only have, 20 survive. And these 30 hawks ate most of them, so these numbers go down. Maybe only 40 rabbits the next year. Well, now we have these 20 and these 40, and that's not nearly enough to feed all these hawks. So their numbers drop. Maybe we only have 10, 12. And these numbers drop down to 20 as well. Now we have 10 hawks and 20, and that's not nearly enough to keep all those hawks alive. So maybe in the following year, some of these die, they don't find mates, they starve to death, they don't have young, and we're down to 5. And now, even though maybe we have 15, that's 25, 15, we have 5 hawks and 15 rabbits. Well, that's not that many hawks, and we have these rabbits here. So maybe these numbers hold steady again, and maybe it goes up to a couple, 7. But these numbers go back up more, maybe even 25. And then these 7 hawks feeding on these, well, maybe a little bit more, they go up. But we only had 7 hawks trying to eat 25 rabbits in a certain little area, and more of them survive. So maybe their numbers go up. But now there's 40 here and 15 hawks, so there's more food for these. So you notice there's this relationship back and forth, this give and take of how many predators and how many prey. And as these numbers of prey dwindle, then the number of predators are going to dwindle as well. So it's kind of interesting to see those populations, how they sort of they interact with one eating the other, but also they kind of control each other too. We get too many predators, we get less prey. If there's less prey, there's going to be less predators. Some might just fly away and try and find a new area. And then as these numbers drop, these numbers increase. So you can find that even here in our own backyard, where number of coyotes go up, the number of deer go down. The number of coyotes go away, the number of deer go up. This hawk-rabbit relationship, hawk-mice, snakes-mice. People go like, oh, got to kill the snakes, got to kill the snakes. Yeah, well, you kill the snakes, take out the predators, you're going to have a lot more mice. You have a lot more prey around because there's less snakes to kill them. Bats, the number of bats go down, the number of mosquitoes go up because those bats eat a lot of the mosquitoes. So people are like, well, I don't want bats. Well, do you want mosquitoes? Because a bat can eat 500 mosquitoes a night, one bat. So there's definitely a relationship between them too. I wanted to show you also then a video today of a predator and prey situation that's a little more complex than some of them are. What I have here is some L's and A's and a G. And this is more complex because it involves lionesses. And these are lionesses, female lions. And this is the alpha lioness, I should say, the biggest, toughest female lion. In lion prides, let me just make sure I'm still recording here. Yeah, we are. In lion prides, the big, tough male lions, the king of the jungles, do nothing, basically. They sleep all day. When I mean all day, I mean they could sleep 20, 22 hours a day, 18, 20 hours a day, get up, eat the food that the lionesses have gotten, mate, and go back to sleep in the shade. They really don't do anything. The lionesses do all the work. They hunt for the food, they raise the young, they protect the young, they do basically everything. And they hunt in groups, lionesses do, because hunts aren't always successful. You have to spend a lot of energy to make a kill, to get energy to feed yourself, your young, and the males who are sitting around doing nothing. And this video clip comes from a National Geographic series where it followed a pride of lionesses going on several hunts. And the reason they went on several hunts, unsuccessful hunts, was because there was a drought. When there was a drought, lots of plants died, which means lots of animals died. And then so there was less prey out there for these lionesses. So there's some relationships in ecology. The weather had an effect on the plants. The plants had an effect on the things that eat the plants, which then had an effect on the things that eat the plants. And the lionesses will look for an easier kill. They'll look for a young impala, a young gazelle, something younger, older, or injured, because the less energy they have to spend on this hunt, the better. They want to spend the least amount of energy possible, because if they don't make the kill, then they've spent all that energy, all those calories, all that energy that we talked about, and they didn't get anything back in return. So what happened here is there was really no prey around except for a giraffe. Now, lions have been known to take down giraffes, but they really don't like to mess with them because they are huge. They're big, they're hard to bring down. It takes a lot of energy to bring them down. They can run fast and for a long time, and they get these big hooves, and it's just dangerous. But they couldn't really find anything else, so they found a giraffe, a little bit younger of a giraffe, not super young, but a younger one. And they thought, well, this is it. We got to get some food, so let's go after this giraffe. So they hunt well in a pride, in a little group here. And I have this visual here is what they'll do is these other lionesses, they're good hunters, but not as good as the alpha. This is the largest, strongest lioness, and her job is to bring down the giraffe. All the other lionesses, their job is to tire the giraffe out. And what they do is they'll chase the giraffe, but flank the giraffe on either side. So that if the giraffe was trying to get away, it is sort of funneled towards the alpha lioness. And as they're running it, and they'll just keep running it. And which is interesting is they're interacting with their environment because they're funneling this giraffe through a landscape, which they've already predetermined. They've set the alpha here at a certain spot, rounded up this giraffe, and used the landscape so they have a long distance that they can run this giraffe to tire it out and try to get it towards here. So what they're trying to do is funnel this giraffe all the way here, and by closing in this funnel, closing it in, trying to get this giraffe, and closing in, pushing this giraffe towards the alpha female, who would then try to bring it down, and the other giraffe could come in to finish it off. So that is where the video picks up, sort of at the beginning. That's the story behind it, and you'll get to see what happens in this interaction. So let's go there now. And I'm going to put my headphones on for a second to make sure the audio is working. Maybe it isn't. All right, so I'll just let it play. I don't think the audio is coming in on the YouTube video, which is fine. But there you can see the lioness is starting to move that giraffe in the direction they want it to go. Starting the plan. So now they're going to start this giraffe, and you can see there's the lionesses back here and over here. And they're not trying to take it down. They're just pushing it forward. And just chasing it. And that alpha female is getting in position. So she's keeping an eye on things. You can see them just running with the giraffe, pushing it towards the alpha female, tiring it out. Not doing anything except pushing it, funneling it towards her. Okay, and there's two on this side, corralling the giraffe, making it go, and then, oh no, the best plan, and sit down. The giraffe runs right through the alpha female and gives her an extra little hoof kick on the way out the door and is on the way. So that whole plan worked really well up until the point where that giraffe just ran right over the alpha female and off into the distance, into the sunset, and got away. So, let's see. This is my favorite. It's right here. The whole plan worked really, really well up until I got him. No, I don't got her. I don't got it. I don't got it. I don't got. And sit down, right there. that little extra hoof on the back end I thought was pretty cool. So one of my favorite, because it has a lot in there about the predator and prey relationship, how animals work together in their own species for a common good, and a lot about the predator and prey. Got one more video tomorrow that I really, really like and I think you'll enjoy. So try to tune into that one because that's a really good video about survival. So it's a good one. All right, 7th grade. I'll see ya.